Hello, Steve 89. Well, it's Halloween, and there is a Halloween film in the box office, so I'm curious how it's doing. I was hoping that the film would have some legs. I knew it was opening on the 15th, and I thought, God, they're opening it so far from Halloween. I feel like it's not going to really capitalise on the Halloween weekend. But, yeah, it did 50 million on its first weekend, and the 2018, the first part of the trilogy, did about 76 million. So people were kind of expecting it to do bigger before COVID, but 50 million after is pretty good. But there was quite a drop off, about 71% for the next weekend. It only did 14 million. I thought it would have more legs. I sort of thought as we're getting closer to Halloween, people are going to want to see Halloween. I didn't think there'd be such a peak as it opened, and then I thought when it didn't open quite so big on the actual Halloween weekend, the 15th, I thought as we approached the actual Halloween weekend, it would sort of just maintain a little bit. But the 70% drop was a bit alarming. I thought, yeah, but it is a whole week between Halloween, so maybe there'll be a build-up towards the actual Halloween weekend. So the first weekend was, the marketing and the fans that couldn't wait, and then the second weekend would have been, not a lot of interest. The second weekend would have been, as approaching Halloween, the people who are watching it because it's Halloween would have gone, it would have been bigger. But looking at the box office, because we've got the box office for the week up until Friday, but not the actual weekend, it did 1 million on Monday, 1.1 million on Tuesday, 959,000 Wednesday, 949,000 Thursday. Friday, 2.3 million, which is pretty good. But assuming it does that or better, say 2.5 to 3 million, that would make it about 8.5 million for the weekend, 7 or 8 million maybe, which is about a 50% drop from the weekend before where it was 14 million, which is what people were predicting. So I'm a little bit disappointed. I thought it was going to come up a bit. Originally I thought it was going to have legs and sort of stay about the same and not drop so much in the second weekend. When it did, I thought it's probably going to come up and actually make more money on the Halloween weekend, but it's not. Unless it just goes through the roof Saturday and Sunday, which I don't think is going to happen. Now it's got a little bit of competition from some other horror movies. There's Last Night in Soho, which did 1.9 million, and Antlers did 1.6 million. Don't know what that's about. There's also Candyman, which is still at number 14, got to $20,000, and Addams Family 2 is it got 846,000, which is actually still in the top 10. It's number 10. But Halloween's number 3 and June is number 1. We kind of expected June to be number 1. I was kind of hoping it would at least rival June. I was kind of hoping really it'd beat June for the box office for the weekend, but it doesn't look like it's going to. But I really wasn't expecting it to be number 3. There's another movie, I don't even know what it is, which is at number 2. Wasn't paying a lot of attention to it. It doesn't seem like a Halloween or horror-themed movie or anything. I don't know what it is. But yeah, it's a little bit disappointing. I was really hoping it would do better. Now, I'm not seeing it. I wanted to see it, but the cases are still, today the cases are about 1,000, and I wouldn't be able to enjoy the film. I'd just be sitting there feeling like, how close are people from me? How's the air being circulated? What's the ventilation like? What's the filtering like? I wouldn't be able to enjoy it, so there's just no point going. But I just can't believe it's Halloween night. There's a Halloween film I haven't seen in the cinema, and I'm not seeing it. It's as unbelievable as not seeing an 80s themed Wonder Woman film in the cinema. Same thing. I didn't see that either for the same reason. So I'm just really hoping when they do the third film, Halloween Ends, they do a bunch of marathons where they basically have the first part of the trilogy and the second part of the trilogy screening earlier in the day, and then I can see Halloween Kills on the big screen. But there's also a couple of theatres in Australia that are, they show old films, so like the Astor Theatre, hopefully they'll do a double of the first one and the second one, Halloween and Halloween Kills, so I'll be able to see it on the big screen soon. Well, I'm assuming they've just opened up, they'll sort of have their calendar sorted out, and hopefully they'll put a lot of the films that people missed in the cinema on later and early in next year. So I'm still hoping to see it on the big screen, but I'll already know what happens, so it won't be the same. But, I will get to see it on the big screen eventually. But, yeah, it's disappointing, but if I did get COVID and I got sick, I'd be like, you fool, what, you did that for a movie? You couldn't have just waited? So... The good thing is I can finally now watch the film and look at some of the reviews and a lot of the criticisms, because a lot of people were trashing it, saying it wasn't good. But I've been kind of avoiding all that because I don't want it ruined too much before I actually see it. So I don't know much of what happens. I know there's a mob scene where he kills a lot of people, and I think Kyle Richards survives, Lindsay survives. That's about all I know. But yeah, so I guess I'll do a review tomorrow, and I'll finally be able to look at everyone else's opinions, because I've been avoiding all the Halloween stuff, which is what you have to do when there's a film out that you want to see. You can't expect everyone to be quiet. You just have to avoid stuff, because people want to talk about stuff, and if they've seen it, they should be able to talk about it with people who have. But I'm going to go, and I think this year I'm just going to watch Halloween 1, 2 and H2O tonight, and then I'll do the 4, 5 and 6 films. I'll do Resurrection as well. I'll do 4, 5 and 6 later on. And that'll be my Halloween weekend.